Hey everyone, welcome back to another Beast of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur series review. Today we're taking a look at Guanlong. As always, a huge thank you to David for sending me out this production sample for this early review. Love the support that you give the channel, it's very much appreciated. So Guanlong here is part of Wave 1.5. The reason it's broken up is David wanted to get the T-Rexes out before Christmas and there was a little delay in production, but these new figures are shipping to the US warehouses right now. I think there was just an update that they should be arriving this Friday, and they probably should be shipping out in the next week or two. If you're outside the US, Everything Dinosaur already has their shipment, so if you order from them, you'll be getting your figures really soon. Now, this little guy retails for 30 bucks. That's the pre-order price, which is still available on Creative Beast site, so I'll leave a link down below in the description. Once it comes into stock, it's going to go up to $35, and I'll also leave Everything Dinosaur's link down below in the description if you want to order from them. So let's go over the packaging really quick before we crack Guanlong out of the packaging. Got some beautiful artwork of what looks like he's snacking on a theropod hatchling. Love the new box art. No more sleeve. The artwork is incorporated right into the package. That's an awesome touch. It really gives them that premium collector look. You do have the Beast of the Mesozoic logo right on the bubble. Guanlong on the side. Tyrannosaur series 1/18 scale. Beast of the Mesozoic logo on the top of the box, and then spinning around. We have a nice picture of the actual figure itself with some facts about Guanlong. Here are the other figures from, well, mostly Wave 1.5. We have the Dino. It's the only figure I did not order from the entire Tyrannosaur series. The reason is I'm hoping for a 1/18 scale to come out eventually. I just like all these figures to be in scale with each other. We've got the Tyrannus, both T-Rexes 135, 1/18 scale, which have already been reviewed on the channel, and the juvenile 1/18 scale Rex. So I'll be getting the Tyrannus and the juvenile Rex when my Kickstarter order ships. So enough about the packaging. Let's crack this figure open and take a closer look. And here is Guanlong out of the packaging. I have to say, what a delightful little figure. Just beautifully sculpted and beautifully painted. That's what you come to expect from Beast of the Mesozoic. Now, Guanlong is a type of Proceratosaur. Those are some among the earliest ancestors of the larger Tyrannosaurs, and just all around a fantastic looking figure. The coloration is based off a real-life living animal, the northern cassowary. Most of the Tyrannosaur figures are based off real-life animals. That's where they get their color inspirations from. It's just a beautiful looking figure. Love the bright blue on the snout and the head crest. You have different shades of black and brown for all that feathery coating over the body, highlighted by white stripes. Absolutely love the stripes along the tail, ending in that beautiful plumage, some blue inside the hands. Just all around a really nice looking figure. As you can see, since it's a smaller figure, I'm really just kind of impressed by the small size of this. It's just nice to get different sizes now with the figures in Beast of the Mesozoic. The Ceratopsians were large figures, the T-Rexes were huge. This is a nice, fun little figure. If you haven't gotten any of these figures yet, for 30 bucks, this is a great figure to dip your toes in to see what all the fuss is about. This great line, and it has a clear support rod on that base, so you can get into some pretty neat poses, unlike the very large T-Rex figures, which are just absolutely heavyweights. They're very tough to get into some dynamic poses, but with these smaller figures and that support rod, you can definitely pull off some pretty cool articulation with them. And now for some measurements, this figure is 8 inches long from the tip of the tail to the tip of the snout, or about 20 centimeters, and about 3 inches tall to the top of the head, or 7.6 centimeters. So Guanlong in real life is between 9.8 to 11.5 feet long, or 3 to 3.5 meters. So put this figure somewhere in the 1/14 to the 1/18 scale range. And just like all figures in Beast of the Mesozoic, you do get a collector card featuring that nice artwork. As you can see on this one, I explained it in the Baby Diablo Ceratops review. These production samples came with cards that have really bad resolution, but David was kind enough to send me the replacement card, which is actually smaller than the card that came with it, but you get that nice Guanlong artwork that is absolutely beautiful. And then on the back of the card, you do get some facts about Guanlong. Now let's take a look at the accessories that come with it. You do get this nice display stand, which is beautifully sculpted. You have some nice details with all the rocks and sand. Nice paint job on it. You even have some wood details on there. Bottom of the base is hollow. I kind of wish there was some pegs to store the extra feet that it comes with, kind of like the old Raptor series bases. You do get this clear support rod that does have, you know, ball joint on the top and bottom to help with positioning. Now, I do have a small issue with mine. For some reason, the ball joint on this is very loose, and like when I put the figure on it, it just goes all the way forward and pops out. But I did stick some poster tack in there to create some resistance, and it does help a lot with supporting the figure. All you need to do is just plop the figure on the base, and it's probably not working that well because I'm holding this up for the review, but you can see it can support the figure very, very well. And you do get 4 sets of feet that come with the figure. You do have your walking toe feet. Let's see if my camera wants to focus in on that. They're very, very tiny. You get a set of those, and then you get a set of closed feet. That, why is my camera jumping all over the place? Because it does not like me zooming in. There we go. Here it is. Here are the closed feet. And just to put those on, all you need to do is pop the foot off on this very, very tiny ball joint. Just be very careful putting these on. It is a very small joint, and you don't want to snap it, but just a little bit of force, and that should pop right on there. It's a little bit tough, and let's get this lined up a little bit. You should be able to hear it snap on, and there it is. Now I got the closed feet on here, so you can get the figure in different poses using these alternate set of feet. And now let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with this beautiful head sculpt. Very, very well done. You get the eye is painted yellow with a black pupil. You have all this bright blue highlighted by black markings. Beautifully textured front of the snout and lower jaw. You do have the head crest nicely sculpted. It kind of has like a little bit of a glossy sheen to it that looks like it's covered in keratin. You have some nice feathering around the eye, highlighted by a white stripe that goes to just past the shoulder region. Opening the mouth up, you can see the very small teeth are all nicely painted. Inside the mouth is painted almost a purple color. Kind of reminds me of the Chaos Effect Thrasher Rex. Very, very nice touch. The tongue is not articulated on this one because the head is so small. And then for the underside, you have some bright red for underneath the throat, and that transitions into a nice orange color. Going down to the body of some beautifully sculpted feathers, all covering the whole entire figure except for the palms of the hands. You can see the palms are done in some light blue highlighted by black claws. And then going down to the legs, you have some nice shaggy feathers covering the thighs and calves. And going down to the feet, you have very bird-like feet that are highlighted with blue and brown. Toe claws are decked out in nice glossy black paint. And then going down to the tail, you can see that beautiful plumage is very well done. It's highlighted by these white stripes, and the other side is brown stripes, and you have all that light coating for the underside of the body. So yeah, all around a very, very nicely done, very detailed figure. Here's a look at it from the top. But yeah, really, really impressed with this little figure. It's a ton of fun to play around with. Now for articulation, mouth can open up that far. If you overextend it, probably right about here is about the correct position because the way the gums are sculpted. Can close completely flush. You do have up and down movement on that neck joint and some side to side movement. You can pretty much do 360 degrees, but yeah, some nice movement on that neck joint. Definitely much better than the T-Rex is. For the neck collar, you get some up and down movement and some side to side. For the arms, they can swing out just a little bit. I don't know if they're just really stuck, but I don't really see a hinge in there. That's about the furthest you can get the arm out. For the elbow, they can go straight, get about 90 degrees, and you do have wrist rotation, and there's a hinge joint, so it can do the bitch please hand articulation. And then going down to the rest of the body, let's get my camera to keep focusing on it. It's not like this figure for some reason. You do get up and down movement on that mid torso joint and side to side. Hind legs go backwards and forwards. You do get a nice bend at the knee, and then you get a nice bend at the ankle joint, and up and down and side to side in rotation on the feet. For the tail, you get down, up, side to side, and it is a rubber tail piece, so you can get some nice poses using that bendy wire inside the tail. So all around, the articulation of this figure is really good. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with the Hammond Collection Robert Muldoon. It's a 1/18 scale figure. All 3 3/4 inch figures scale pretty well with the Beast of Mesozoic figures. And next up, here it is with the previously reviewed baby Diabloceratops. And you know what? Let's throw the adult in because it's still sitting up here on the studio. And let's do a relative of Guanlong. Here it is with Sino-Tyrannus. This is the Mattel Dino Tracker version, but they were very closely related. Let's do a couple smaller beasts of Mesozoic figures. Here it is with Articulation and Protoceratops. And next up, here it is with the massive Utaceratops. And next up, here it is with the 135 Tyrannosaurus Rex. And next up, here it is with the massive 1/18 scale T-Rex. And lastly, here's a group shot of dinosaur species that Guanlong lived along with in the, probably gonna mispronounce it, the Shishigu formation. We got the Safari Monolophosaurus, PNSO Cineraptor, and the PNSO Memenchisaurus. So final thoughts on Guanlong. It's a delightful little figure. I have a ton of fun playing around with it. It has great articulation. It's beautifully sculpted and painted, and it's at a price point that won't kill your wallet. It retails for $35, and like I said earlier, if you have not experienced a Beast of the Mesozoic figure yet, this one is a great price point just to test the waters and see if you like the figures, because the figures are absolutely amazing. T-Rex figures, they're going to give you a workout if you ever get your hands on those, but this is a great entry point figure, and I highly recommend it. Now, like I said at the beginning of the review, these figures are still up for pre-order. If you're in the US, I'll leave a link to Creative Beast Studios down in the description. They should be shipping out in the next week or two. I think they're going to hit the US port this Friday. If you're outside the US, Everything Dinosaur already has these in stock. Their link is also down below in the description. So that will do it for the review. I'll be reviewing the rest of the figures from this wave once my Kickstarter comes in. I think Old Buck, the Utaceratops, and the Juvenile T-Rex. So I'm really looking forward to those. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.